Good morning. I'm Commissioner Christian Leinbach, and I want to call the meeting to order for the Berks County Board of Commissioners for July the 2nd. We're in person and also broadcasting via Microsoft Teams Town Hall and also Berks Community Television. We'll begin with a moment of silence followed by a pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I recognize Veronica Lepore, my executive assistant, to read the public comment notice.
Good morning. Thank you. Public comment will be accepted in person and through the Q&A function. Please include your first name, last name, and municipality for all comments. Any comments without name and municipality will not be considered. Each citizen can submit one comment. Comment length is dictated by limitations of the platform being used, Teams Q&A. In-person comments will be accepted first, followed by comments submitted virtually. The meeting comment period is limited to a total of 30 minutes, including both in-person and virtual comments. This time period may be extended at the discretion of the board. Please be concise. Comments that are germane to county business will be read during the meeting and should not be considered to be interactive dialogue with the commissioners. The county solicitor shall be the final arbiter of whether a comment is germane and should be read. Any commissioner response to public comment will be done at the discretion of the commissioners.
Thank you very much, Veronica. Are there any additions or corrections for the June 25th, 26th meeting minutes? Hearing none, the minutes will stand approved as presented. We did have an executive session yesterday, July the 1st, dealing with litigation. We do not have any public comment on specific agenda items other than a presentation. And so that's where we're going to go first. We have two individuals with us, Andy Hernyson, Penn State Extension food safety educator, and Amy Bradford, who I can never get this right, but she is the regional representative of Penn State Extension. Please come on up to the podium, and Commissioner, you make sure the mic's on. It is on.
It's on. Yeah.
On. You're ahead of the game. Thank you, sir.
Great. Good morning. Thank you so much. My name is Amy Bradford, Client Relationship Manager for Penn State Extension, representing Berks County today. We thank you for the opportunity to be with you, and I appreciate the chance to introduce a member of the Penn State Berks County Extension team, Andy Hernyson. Penn State Extension delivers programming through 5 units: 4-H youth development, animal systems, agronomy and natural resources, food, families and communities, and horticulture. Within each of these units are program areas that provide specific focus and emphasis. Andy represents the Food, Families, and Communities team, and today we'll talk about his work in food safety and workforce development for the food service industry. Penn State Extension's ability to deliver impactful science-based education depends on a funding structure supported by federal, state, and county investments, with each level strengthening and expanding the reach of the others. County funding provides a critical role by supporting local county-focused programs such as 4-H youth development, master gardeners, master watershed stewards, and horticulture education. This local investment allows state funding to be directed toward additional subject matter expertise and statewide programming that benefits residents across the Commonwealth. Andy is an example of what I often refer to as our deep bench of extension expertise. While he is based in Berks County and serves residents here, his knowledge and programming extend far beyond county borders. His position is supported through state funding provided to the Penn State College of Agricultural Sciences and Penn State Extension through the Penn State Department of Agriculture. Because counties invest in programs that address local needs, Extension can leverage state resources to provide access to specialized educators like Andy, giving every county the opportunity to benefit from additional expertise and educational programming that would not be possible through local funding alone. Thank you for the critical county support and investment you make in Penn State Extension. It is with pleasure I'll turn it over to Andy so he can share some recent program he conducted made possible from funding from the Berks County Department of Agriculture. Thank you.
Good morning. So you may be aware that teachers in Pennsylvania are required to receive professional development credits. It's called Act 48. And unfortunately, for many special teachers, such as family consumer science or agriculture teachers, they don't always have a professional development opportunity that aligns with their teaching matter. They might get put into another session to talk about some other generic topic that may be okay, but it may not be the most applicable to them. So seeing this need, I wanted to create an opportunity for educators in Berks County to have some professional development that's specific and related to their field. So I reached out to our friends at the Berks County Department of Agriculture and asked them about some funding opportunities if they would be able to support a program for providing professional development to high school teachers and some middle school teachers in Berks County, and they were happy to do that. So last fall on Columbus Day, I facilitated a session for professional development around home food preservation at Conrad Weiser High School. And the ingredients that we purchased came from Berks County Farms. We used the Department of Ag's local food map. We told the teachers about that so they can help to find local produce in their communities that they could use in their classrooms. And then we use that in our classroom as well. So the teachers got to learn about canning, which is kind of a lost art and science and something that's becoming more popular. And by training these teachers, they're able to train the students who then can train their families and their parents and grow up and know that it's important to follow research-based techniques so that they don't accidentally kill somebody with botulism. That's what we're trying to avoid there. So I did prepare some fact sheets with a summary of the impact that was measured through that as far as knowledge gained, confidence increase, some general comments that the participants have that show the impact of this to those individuals, but then also that they'll be able to put out to the rest of the school and other teachers and continue to multiply this, because next year they'll have a new batch of students and this will continue on. So it was a great tie-in for local agriculture with the Berks County Department of Ag, and something that can help to increase food safety knowledge throughout the district. I also want to highlight some other work that I've done with Conrad Weiser. Conrad Weiser has a robust culinary science program. They have 3 levels of classes, and the 3rd level class participates in the Serve Safe curriculum. So I help the teacher, we both teach that together, and the students are able to take the certification exam at the conclusion of the lessons. They can earn a professional certificate that adults have to learn and achieve, something that we teach through Penn State Extension, or something that's required for all food businesses. Having that certificate allows those students to ask for better hours, for more hours at their job, or maybe even gives them the leg up when they're interviewing for a position because they have that certificate. That's something that's required. If they choose to go to culinary school, they already have a class out of the way. So that's been a fantastic program that's gone on for a couple years, really helping to boost those students' career readiness as they move out into the community. So just want to thank you for your support of Penn State Extension in Berks County, for your support of the Berks County Department of Agriculture. Got some friends over there. I keep motioning to them because we're able to take that and create some real concrete impact for the citizens of Berks County.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Comments? Sure.
I just want to thank you, and we appreciate your connection with Berks County, and thanks for the great work. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So, well, thank you for the work that you do for connection with our ag department. I know what you spoke about today is only a small part of what Penn State Extension does. So there's really a lot that you do for Berks County and around the state. So thank you.
Great. Thanks for having me today.
Thank you as well. A couple comments. One, this is why we have the Ag Center. All of the different state, federal, local ag partners are able to be together, collaborate in a much easier way when you can actually walk down the hall and talk to somebody face to face. That has been an asset for many, many years. We especially appreciate the leadership of our ag department. They are really kind of the lead group among all the ag areas. And we have a big annual Penn State ag focused event coming up in August. That is Penn State Ag Progress Days. And I can reinforce what both of you have said about all the different areas of agriculture that Penn State addresses, and addresses from a science-based methodology. I take students up there every single year. I think, Veronica, we have 12 signed up this year. Okay, that's the largest we've ever had. But the Penn State Ag Progress Days, what is unique about that up against the farm show is the farm show is really targeted towards the consumer. Penn State Ag Progress Day is targeted towards ag business, the industry, people that are in the business, and a great value to middle school and high school students that are thinking about a career in agriculture. So we're looking forward to that. Amy has been a great help along with other members of Penn State. Tara Mondock has always met us up there, and I believe we're doing the tour again for the second year in a row. And the tour adds a whole new level of education for us and the students. So thank you very much for all you do. Good to meet you, Andy.
Thank you very much. And if you're not able to make it up to State College for Ag Progress Days, you can follow along on Facebook at Penn State's Ag Progress Days Facebook page. Also, Penn State Extension Berks County will be sharing some things on our Facebook page from that as well.
Awesome.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, going into our agenda, item 1, authorizing under that Budget Department, adopt a resolution authorizing 2026 budget transfers in the amount of $210,500 and 2026 appropriations in the amount of $11,990 per listing dated June 26th of 2026. Purchasing, we have 3 different, actually it's one contract broken down into 3 parts. Item A, adopt a resolution authorizing a recommendation to award and further authorize the Director of Contracts and Procurement to execute 3 one-year contracts resulting from an invitation to bid for uniform provisions for the County of Berks as identified herein. Contract number 1 goes to McDonald Uniform out of Philadelphia. Estimated annual expenditure, $58,314. Contract number 2 is A1 Uniform City, Inc. out of Camden, New Jersey. Estimated annual expenditure, $116,595.29. And contract 3 goes to Uniform Outfitters out of Erie, Pennsylvania. estimated annual expenditure, $31,405.21. We have three items listed under Human Resources. Item 1, authorize the appointment of Julius Raboyar to Judicial Coordinator, Court Administration. Item 2, authorize the promotion of Stephanie Kofke from Contract Manager to Deputy Director of Contracts and Procurement in the Purchasing Department. And item 3, authorize the utilization of a temp agency for an information research clerk position in the tax claim office. Several items listed under the commissioners. Item A, adopt a resolution authorizing the chief clerk to advertise enactment of a proposed ordinance 02-2026 of the County of Berks of Pennsylvania and amending ordinance number 02-2017, establishing maximum weight limits for all motor vehicles, commercial vehicles, and other tractor trailers and tractor trailer combinations upon various bridges owned and maintained by the county, establishing penalties for the violation of the same, and providing for the disposition of fines and forfeitures. Item B, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency grant application for National Forensic Science Improvement Act funding for the Forensic Science Combating Opioids fiscal year 25-26 project within the District Attorney's Office. This resolution shall further authorize the Chief Operations Officer to execute all documents and agreements necessary to facilitate and assist in obtaining the requested grant. Item C, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute the Seawell agreement between the County of Berks and Janet Basilio Guerrera, an employee of Berks County Children and Youth Services and the University of Pittsburgh of the Commonwealth System of Higher Ed, to participate in a graduate level social work program as outlined in Title 4B, Part 1 of the Commonwealth's Child and Family Services Plan. Item D, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute the Seawell agreement between the County of Berks and Elizabeth Lessig, an employee of Berks County Children and Youth Services, and the University of Pittsburgh of the Commonwealth System of Higher Education to participate in a graduate level social work program as outlined in Title 4B, Part 1 of the Commonwealth's Child and Family Services Plan. Item E, adopt a resolution authorizing approval of the Artificial Intelligence Policy, Section 11.12 of the Human Resources Policy and Procedure Manual, effective July 2nd of 2026. Item 5, adopt a resolution authorizing approval of the Human Service Block Grant for fiscal year 26-27 for the Mental Health Developmental Disabilities Program, and further authorize the execution of Appendix A for fiscal year 26-27 County Human Services Plan Assurance of Compliance Form. Just a note, if you remember, last week we had a public hearing, and at that time there was one more hearing to be held. So we tabled this item until this meeting so that that hearing could be held and any comments provided at that hearing could be considered. And no additional comments were provided to the county. Item G, adopt a resolution authorizing approval of the Next Generation Farm Loan Program to provide financing in the total amount of $300,000 for Benjamin and Emily Bolts for property located at 716 Balthaser Road, Lenhartsville, Pennsylvania, Windsor Township, Berks County, Pennsylvania, and further authorizes the chair to execute the approval of applicable elected representative form and the letter of approval to Benjamin and Emily Bolts. This is a program that's done through the Chester County Economic Development Corporation. None of this money comes from Berks County. Amanda Burkert Sell is here. Would you like to say anything about the program? Could you step up to the microphone?
Nothing other than that we support the program as it allows the next generation to take over the farm, which is important as our average farmer age in Berks County is 53. So
Yep, and we're trying to get that lower.
that would be nice.
Yes, thank you. And again, it does not involve any money from Berks County. This is a program. Chester County's been doing this for years, and it's a regional program. Item H, adopt a resolution authorizing approval of the Berks County Public Defender's Office sign-on retention bonus policy for management confidential employees of the Public Defender's Office effective July 2nd of 2026. The sign-on retention funding is contingent upon and solely supported by an existing PCCD grant, which may be renewed from year to year. Item 2, a motion to authorize the execution of contract agreements and amendments as set forth on the contract agenda listing dated June 29th of 2026. There are a total of 11 contracts. There are two with Children and Youth Services. There are 5 jointly with Children and Youth Services and Juvenile Probation, 1 with Human Resources, 1 with Mental Health and Developmental Disabilities, 1 with Veterans Affairs, and 1 with the Solicitor's Office. Item 3, a motion to authorize execution of payments and electronic transfers for the week ending July 2nd of 2026.
Motion to approve the agenda as presented?
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying what?
Second, I believe Michael has.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Thank you for reminding me. I had sent in that I will be abstaining on contract item number 9, which is in relation to the Council on Chemical Abuse
And that's because you sit on the board.
of
Of
the
SOS
SOS Berks. Yes.
Okay, with that note, all those in favor of the agenda signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The motion is carried. Thank you for flagging that, and whoever, Jesse, thank you. We'll begin with reports of our treasurer and controller. Our treasurer nor his deputy are available, so I will read the report. The general account total for the treasurer is $304,393,138.36. There's a balance to clear of $7,674,652.72, leaving a balance of $296,718,485.59. With that, we will move to our Berks County Controller, Joe Rutterow, with the Controller's Report.
Thank you, Chairman Linebuck. For the week ending July 3rd, 2026, we have an accounts payable total of $6,881,874.47. We have an employee payroll of $5,596,305.30 for a total cash disbursement of $12,478,179.77. In addition, I just wanted to mention, as I've indicated to the Board of Commissioners, we have successfully completed the annual comprehensive financial report. And I know you all have copies of that. If you want hard copies, let us know and we can provide you a hard copy. And I just wanted to acknowledge, if I can, our team and who they are in getting this accomplished. First, I want to thank all of the county department heads and fiscal officers who've helped contribute to this document through their helping getting us the information we need in order to compile this 173-page document. And so there's a lot of effort that goes in from really mid-January through the issuance of the letter from our external auditors Zelensky, Zelenkovsky Axelrod.
I just go Z and A.
It's a little easier. But if I can, a lot of thanks and credit go to Deputy Controller Grajan and Eichel. She's been the leading force behind getting this accomplished on time. And I wanted to thank her and her team, Manager of Financial Reporting and Accounting, Samuel Heim. I wanted to acknowledge our senior government accountants, Daniel Petrie, Mitchell Salvatore, and Patrick Schleppe, our government accountant, Thomas Bellock, and our accounting assistant, Michael Spera. And also, I'd be remiss to acknowledge former senior government accountant and team lead, Mary Stelmach, who transferred out of the controller's office to another fiscal position in the county. So we at least kept her in the county, but she was instrumental as well early on in helping us. So once again, I wanted to at least acknowledge them and wanted to just share with everyone that this is complete. So thank you.
And unlike the state budget, your project was on time, has been on time in the past, and we are now 5 for 5 in missed deadlines for state budget. So,
well, I had the same June 30th deadline, and we were able to get this done. I think the issuance was the 29th. And of course, it'll get presented to the president judge and filed with our pathonetary.
Probably a little less politics involved in your side of it, just a little.
I would say I only had to less people to convince it needs to be done on time, right?
That's right. That's right.
Thank you.
So thank you very much.
Sure.
With that, we'll move to our Chief Operations Officer, Kevin Barnhart.
Thank you, Commissioner Linebacker. Our team would like to tell everyone in the community to have a safe and enjoyable 4th of July, and especially a safe 4th of July. If you are putting off your own fireworks, please, please, please be careful and be mindful of the dry conditions out there in our community. So again, there's tons of activities taking place starting tomorrow through the weekend. Have an enjoyable one, but please be careful. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll move now to commissioners' comments, and we will begin with Commissioner Dante Santoni.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As Kevin said, there is a lot happening, so I'm going to just highlight a few, and I'm sure my colleagues will pick up the mantle and continue on with what's happening here in Berks County for this coming weekend and beyond. Before I do that, I do want to, on a sad note, want to recognize county employee that passed away, was a deputy investigator for the coroner's office. His name was Joel Bonilla. He passed away suddenly on June 22nd at the age of 55. So he was a 31-year employee of the county. And I just wanted to recognize that and give condolences to his family and also to the other members of the coroner's office, that that he worked with. So I just wanted to recognize Joel on that. Just a couple things I attended along with some of my colleagues. Commissioner Linebacker and I were out at the Daniel Boone Homestead to present a proclamation to them for all the great work that they do. There was a reading of the Declaration of Independence, which was wonderful as well. And there's lots of holiday activities occurring at the Daniel Boone Homestead. If you get a chance to go there, highly recommend it. Also attended the service, the 15th anniversary of the passing of Kyle Pagley, who died while I was working for the sheriff's office. So again, I also want to recognize that as well. We had a little ceremony headed by our sheriff out front of the services center at the memorial. So our thoughts and prayers are with Kyle's family and the great work that he did while he was here. And to remember that is always important. The County Commission Association of Pennsylvania, I was at a meeting in Harrisburg this past week, speaking of the budget, where our region, their CCAP is broken up into different regions. We're part of Region 6, which is us and the surrounding counties, Cumberland, York, Lancaster, Dauphin, Lebanon, Lehigh, Northampton, and Schuylkill. And we presented to our legislative team in that area the importance of our priorities. I know that there's some information out there one way or the other, but I know the budget has not been passed on time, and I've stuck up for the legislative body for many, many years because I've served there and I know how challenging it is. It's not going to be like it was last year. That's what I'm being told, but the sooner the better. So I'm hoping that after the holiday, they can get together and they can resolve their differences. Upcoming stuff. Today, both commissioners and myself are going to be attending the 2026 Field of Heroes ceremony down at the Wyomissing Stone House Pond. We welcome everybody to attend. I know it's hot. It's going to be hot, so make sure you hydrate. Welcome and closing music provided by the Hero Brass Ensemble and the Brandywine Colonials Fife and Drum Corps, which also was at the Daniel Boone Homestead, by the way. There's a 1776-step mental health and wellness walk, and there's going to be some information with regards to mental health and wellness. So that starts at 12:30, and we encourage you to come down for as long as you're able to stay. Said there was a lot of stuff. Let me see what I want to recognize a Berks County, a young lady that lives out in the Temple area. Her name is Kyla Schlott. She went out to the Special Olympic Games in Minnesota and then last week or so, and became the first Pennsylvanian to win a gold medal. She won a gold medal in 200-yard freestyle and also a bronze medal for the 100-yard individual medley. So I know Kyla very well, and her mother Ivana, who are wonderful people, and I want to congratulate her publicly on her success out at the Special Olympics. My weekly comment about what's happening downtown Reading for the World Cup, the FIFA 2026 events, July 3rd and 4th. There's going to be music. There's going to be food. There's going to be activities for the kids. There's going to be lots and lots happening from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. I encourage everyone to get down there and enjoy it. Yes, it's going to be hot, but if it gets too hot, you can go inside the Santander, change name to the Reading Arena. For naming purposes, to enjoy the soccer matches. The USA won last night. They're not playing on the 3rd or the 4th. Their next game is the 6th, but if they continue to win, hopefully they can, the events that we have on the 19th will be the US playing for the World Cup Championship. So they got a nice team, and I don't know if you watched it last night, but they won 2-0 over Bosnia-Herzegovina. Thought there was a lot. The world's largest steam locomotive, called the Union Pacific Big Boy 4014, is coming into Berks County. I know that maybe some people aren't aware of it, but it's going to be stopping at the Reading Blue Mountain and Northern Railroad Station this afternoon. And I would encourage people to go on the Reading Eagle website to find out where it's going and where it will end up, because it's a couple stops in Berks today, in Hamburg, Leesport, and then in Muhlenberg Township. And then I think there's a couple next week in other areas of the county that you can enjoy watching. One of them is behind Do-Si-Do on Penn Avenue in Wyomissing, where you can see the largest, again, as I said, the world's largest steam locomotives. So that is something to look forward to. July is National Parks and Recreation Month, so we encourage people to visit their parks and recreation. We have a great team working for the county, so we encourage that. And finally, I just want to wish tomorrow, July 3rd, Service Center is closed, but I know people will be out and about. Be safe, be careful. It's hot, hydrate. But let's also remember what July 4th is for. It's not about politics. It's not about what religion you are, what color you are, or what party you are. We all need to enjoy what we have in front of us. The greatest country on the face of the earth, despite all its warts and problems. Let's go out and have a good time. Going back to the FIFA comments, I just want to make a couple of points about how great we have it here in the U.S. People are coming from all over the world to watch our soccer matches, and they're taking over cities, and they're really having a good time. Up in Boston, the Scottish fans, Scotland played up in Boston, and those fans took over that city. They literally ran out of beer. So they came and had a fantastic time. We saw what happened in Philadelphia. The Ecuadorian fans and the Brazilian fans came down. They took over the museum steps down there with the Rocky statue. The Ecuadorian fans made a huge faux pas, though. They put their jersey on Rocky, the Rocky statue. And that is a no-no, because that's a jinx. Philadelphia Eagle fans of teams that are rivals of the Philadelphia Eagles tried that and got their butts whipped. Ecuador actually lost in the last minute, and many people attribute it to them putting that jersey on Rocky. The Brazilian fans knew better. They came in a few days later, and they had a huge party on the museum steps, but they actually blocked off the Rocky statue, and no one was allowed to be near it. And of course, they won.
So I have a question
Go
for
ahead.
you. if it was an Italian team, would that have made a difference
On,
on Rocky?
Rocky.
if they would have put their shirt on Rocky? That's a great question. And Rocky's Italian.
Oh, I mean, he is Italian, right?
I would recommend not putting any jersey on Rocky. I've seen it work against them. So enjoy the 4th of July. Have a good time. Be safe. And thank you. And I appreciate the time, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Santoni. I also want to start by offering my sympathies to the family of Joel Bonilla and also to his coworkers. I know you were on vacation, but Commissioner Santoni and his executive assistant, Lynn Burns, myself, and Veronica were able to go over to the office earlier this week, talk to the folks. It was very clear that this has had a traumatic impact. It was sudden, unexpected. And Joel, several of the folks let us know how important he was to the training component because of all of his experience, and he leaves a big hole there. So I know it's even a bigger hole for his family. Just keep, if you think of it, this holiday, that's going to be hard, I think, for the Bonilla family to really celebrate dealing with the death and sudden death of a loved one. Another announcement, we have the Book Bonanza coming up. The sale will run for 5 days. This is down at our South Campus. They finally have a permanent location. It begins on July the 8th, goes from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., July 9th, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., July 10th, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., July 11th, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., and July 12th, from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Book Bonanza, always a great event. Encourage you, if you're interested in books, want to get some books at a very inexpensive price. I believe you can get a fill-a-bag sale for $5. I know my wife's gone to these before. Great event. I'm going to quickly share my screen. Some of these events were already mentioned, some not. On Friday evening, my wife and I had the opportunity to go to the Robizonia Street Fair, celebrating the America 250. This is the local Boy Scout, Cub Scout group. They had, I think, every flag of America. You can't really see it here, but there's a line of them. It literally, and Rich Hartley is the scoutmaster. This is Rich. It's herding cats, but it was great to see all of these kids participate. He did something I would never have the courage to do. I don't know how many of the scouts he incorporated, but they read line by line the entire Declaration of Independence. So it took a little bit of time, but I'm sure that these young people will remember that for the rest of their life. Special thanks to Beth Sadazan. She was the organizer. She's on council in Robizonia. It was a great event, great turnout. On Sunday, I was in the Fleetwood America 250 parade. That just happens to be my motorcycle. I took a picture of one of the floats. This is the Berks County Fiddle Fest. Now, many of you remember the Berks Fiddle Fest for years was at Lion Station, and for a variety of reasons, that ended several years ago. Bear Creek tried to pick it up, but it's now back at Fleetwood Park. And they have a great group. The guy on the guitar in the middle is Joe Meck. He was part of Mike Herzog and the Blue Mountain Gang bluegrass group. I actually heard him playing one of the songs that I know and walked over to talk to them. But that was Fleetwood had a great turnout. It was a wonderful parade, and again, exclusively for America 250. Commissioner Santoni mentioned the Daniel Boone Homestead. This was actually on Saturday. This is a Pano Vision. Mr. Everett, no, it wasn't Everett. I forget the teacher's name, but he's a retired Exeter or Ole history teacher, and he read the Declaration of Independence. I did a great job reading it, and everyone was there to enjoy it. And this is the Brandywine Fife and Drum Corps. They did a demonstration. We'll see them again today. They are very, very busy this week. I think on Saturday, Veronica, they might be in 5 or 6 different events, including the beginning of the Star Spangled Spectacular. But really neat to have them. And they have one guy who plays the fife and then the drummers. On Sunday afternoon, actually early evening, I went over with my wife to Mifflin Community Days and took a picture of George Washington in I believe this is a Camaro.
Yep.
And the same guy changed out for the program and became Abraham Lincoln. You can only do that in the modern era. He read the Gettysburg Address, and Senator Schwank, Representative Gillen, and myself all were able to speak. And then this past Monday morning, we had a memorial of the 15th anniversary of the tragic shooting death of Deputy Kyle Paggerly. It's something that we need to continue to remembering the hole that'll never be replaced in the Paggerly. David Paggerly, his father, was there. I hadn't seen Dave in a couple of years, but he was there for the program. But we also need to remember that anybody in law enforcement, they never know when they're going to come back. And unfortunately, that has been driven home in a big way in recent days and weeks. Officer Yeager with the Central Berks Police Force, and I'm drawing a blank, but a state trooper just a day or two ago, both killed in tragic automobile accidents. And earlier on, 2 firefighters, a fire chief and a deputy chief. Just, you never know. And these individuals put themselves in harm's way every day. Let me see what else before. Yep. So let me, at the end here, talk about America 250. There's a lot happening. Commissioner Santoni already mentioned that we'll all be going over to the Field of Heroes event at Wyomissing this afternoon. On the 3rd, tomorrow, the Reading Buccaneers will be representing Berks County in the official America 250 PA parade in Philadelphia. They have a special banner that connects them to the America 250 PA Berks Committee that we had created. Veronica actually put that together. We wish them the very best in that parade. Going to be a hot one in Philadelphia as well. And then on Saturday, we have the Wyomissing parade, a 4th of July parade in the morning. That's our official America 250 PA Berks County parade. We have a number of county officials that'll be leading our contingent. Behind that, we will, and I'm not even sure yet of the order, but we'll have a fire truck from the Liberty Fire Company Museum. And we will have a float with folks from Sycamore Stage in Robizonia, some on the float, some walking, singing patriotic songs, encouraging people to sing along with them. The Berks County VA has helped out. We're going to be handing out the little bit larger American flags to people. We'll be handing out small America 250 PA Berks County signs. And yes, we will have a lot of water and Gatorade on the pickup truck and on the display for everyone that's walking along. So that should be pretty exciting. At 2:00, and actually I'm going to announce what time is Fife and Drum. They're coming actually a little bit early. I think so. The Brandywine Fife and Drum were set up for 1:00 with someone else, and it got canceled at the last minute. They reached out earlier this week to the RSO, and the RSO reached out to me and said, look, we don't really start till 2, but there'll be a lot of people there before that. Do you have a problem if we allow them to come up on stage at, it's either 1 or 1:30, that they will be there? I said, it's great that they're willing to fit us in. So they will be kind of kicking things off. The official kickoff will take place at 2:00. Tom Rader will be the MC reporter from WFMZ. And then 5:30, the second part of the program will start, and Karen Millette from WFMZ will be MCing that program. It's free parking, free to the public. We can handle about 10,000 people estimated in the parking. Everything's set up with local police, local fire, local EMS. Just should really be a great time. There'll be food trucks there, family fun, encouraging people to bring non-perishable food items in support of helping harvest. I'm going to stop sharing. And just 2 other things relative to America 250. Next Wednesday, and that's why I'm dealing with it now. It will be over when we meet for commissioners next Thursday. We will be having the final, at least the final in front of the Services Center, Berks County Liberty Bell event. It will begin at 11:30 with a prelude from the Ringgold Band. They will play from 11:30 till noon. We actually met with their lead person this morning to go over logistics with our facilities folks. The program itself will begin at noon. Some of the people involved, we have Rabbi Michelson giving the invocation. He's from Oheb Shalom, Oheb Temple Shalom. I'm mixed up from Wyomissing. We also will have Daughters of the American Revolution and our deputy director of the VA leading in the Pledge of Allegiance. The DAR also has provided some signage of important American documents, not just the Declaration of Independence that'll be part of the display. We will hear the bell ring for the first time since we've been doing this. We will ring the bell 13 times right before the reading of the Declaration of Independence, which will be read responsively by Dr. Dale Cook. He is a 5th generation direct descendant of Sheriff Henry Vanderslice, who read the Declaration of Independence on July 8, 1776. And then reading responsively with him is Jennifer Loveland. She's a 6th generation direct descendant of Sheriff Henry Vanderslice. We will have Reverend Nicholas Camacho reading the opening portion of the Declaration in Spanish. He is chaplain for the Reading Police Department, one of the co-chaplains. And we will be having Laurel Miller, head of our history committee, read that same opening section in German. The commissioners will be each making some comments. The closing prayer will be by Judge Lash, There will be music in between. The Ringgold Band will lead us in the singing of the national anthem. About halfway through, they'll lead us in the singing of God Bless America. And as soon as the invocation is done, they will be leading everyone in singing 2 verses of America the Beautiful. Just in conclusion, as we celebrate the 250th, and you can see our signs up here, each of us have our little flag from America 250 PA. They've been a great, great partner. I don't know that we could have done this without them. But what is this about? It's not about the American flag. The American flag wasn't even established officially until 1777. It's not about the Constitution. It's not about any number of other patriotic things. It's about one thing. It's about the Declaration of Independence that was ratified on July the 2nd, which was a Tuesday. And you might wonder, okay, so why do we celebrate in July the 4th? Because on Thursday, July the 4th, the president of the delegation and the secretary signed the document. And then and I believe it was a Monday, for many counties, not just Berks, many counties on July the 8th had the very first reading of the Declaration of Independence. I want to read 2 items, and and I know I've been long, but this is historic. John Adams wrote a letter to his wife Abigail on July the 2nd, 1776, and there's 2 paragraphs from that are so prophetic and incredible. I hope you listen to them and realize the vision that this man already had for the future. And he didn't give this in a speech. He sent this in a letter to his wife. I am apt to believe, and he's talking about July 2nd, I am apt to believe that it will be celebrated by succeeding generations as the great anniversary festival. It ought to be commemorated as the day of deliverance by solemn acts of devotion to God Almighty. It ought to be solemnized with pomp and parade, with shows, games, sports, guns, bells, bonfires, and illuminations from one end of this continent to the other, from this time forward forevermore. You will think me transported with enthusiasm, but I am not. I am well aware of the toil and blood and treasure that it will cost us to maintain this declaration and support and defend these states. Yet, through all the gloom, I can see the rays of ravishing light and glory. I can see that the end is more than worth all the means, and that posterity will triumph in the day's transaction, even although we should rue it, which I trust in God we shall not. The second quote comes much later, at a time where our country is getting ready to split in 2. And it is from the president, my favorite president, and the president that probably drew on the Declaration of Independence more than any other president in history. And that's Abraham Lincoln. But this came from a speech on August the 17th, 1858. And listen to what he says, because I think this fits appropriately today. Now, my countrymen, if you have been taught doctrines conflicting with the great landmarks of the Declaration of Independence, if you have listened to suggestions which would take away from its grandeur and mutilate the fair symmetry of its proportions, if you have been inclined to believe that all men are not created equal in those inalienable rights enumerated by our Chart of Liberty, let me entreat you to come back. Return to the fountain whose waters spring close by the blood of the Revolution. Think nothing of me. Take no thought of the political fate of any man whomsoever, but come back to the truths that are in the Declaration of Independence. You may do anything with me you choose, if you will but heed these sacred principles. You may not only defeat me for the Senate, but you may take me and put me to death. While pretending no indifference to earthly honors, I do claim to be actuated in this contest by something higher than an anxiety for office. I charge you to drop every paltry and insignificant thought for any man's success. It is nothing. I am nothing. Judge Douglas is nothing. But do not destroy that immortal emblem of humanity, the Declaration of Independence. That's all that I have. Turn it over to Commissioner Michael Rivera.
Okay. Thank you, Commissioner Linebaugh. Just have a few items. First of all, I want to also offer my condolences to the family and friends of Joel Bonilla for his passing. I know we spoke about him, but I also want to mention that. So I want to remind everyone that these today, tomorrow, Saturday, the heat will be extremely hot. So I want to make sure that all those seniors and anyone else who has any physical conditions, make sure that you're staying cool and hydrated. The Berks County Senior Centers will be open as cooling centers. There's information both in the Reading Eagle and WFMZ about that, or you can go to our website as well under the Area Agency on Aging. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's about 9 different locations throughout the county and here in the city where seniors can go to cool down throughout the day, get out of their homes. So please, if you know of anyone who's at home, a senior, has health issues that they do not have air conditioning, make sure you're checking on them and that they're keeping cool and hydrated, especially today and the next few days. Also want to remind everyone that the Berks County Fair starts July 8th. It will run through July 8th through the 11th at the Berks County Fairgrounds in Leesport. You can get more information online, but it is free to enter. You do pay for the parking, and there are ticketed events that you can attend at the fair, but there will be foods and rides and other things to do mainly around the agriculture and farming here in Berks County. So make sure that you go visit the Berks County Fair, July 8th through the 11th. We do have an election board meeting now at 11 o'clock. And I want to wish everyone a happy 4th of July. If you're at the Why I'm Missing Parade, please make sure you say hi to us and the group that is there from Berks County. Make sure that you take some time off and remember, oh, there goes the flag. Again, July 4th is about coming together and celebrating the Declaration of Independence of the United States. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any row officer comments?
Just happy 250 America.
Thank you, Joe. Public comment. We have one public comment in person, and there is at least one, maybe more online. I want to recognize Pastor Evelyn Morrison. If you could step up to the microphone, your name, your municipality, and 3 minutes.
Good morning. I just want to wish everyone a happy holiday and a safe holiday, but more importantly, to look at the 250th anniversary of our country. And there is no country like the United States, good, bad, or indifferent. There is no country. And I've had a number of opportunities to visit and stay for periods of time in other countries. And I find that we are still growing by leaps and bounds. And I just wanted to say that we're dealing with so many issues that deal with our government and representation, but the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence is crucial for our moving forward. And I just wanted to say that so that we can really look at where we need to be as human beings moving in a human space with each other. And it doesn't matter color, it doesn't matter gender, it doesn't matter status, it doesn't matter class. But the important thing is that we are moving together. There was a time that They said, well, we came over in different boats, but we're all in the same boat right now. And with financing and housing and houselessness, it's really, really important that we are able to look for justice with one another. That's the key. Justice starts within our hearts. So the important thing is to move through a time in which conflicts arise, but we must be able to resolve them and resolve them expediently so that we can move forward. That's all I wanted to say. And I just hope that everyone has a wonderful 250th as well as a 4th of July. Be safe. Amen.
Thank you very much. We have one comment online. I will read that. Good morning. My name is Lisa Gallagher, a resident of Spring Township. I would like to address the continuing concern about the fiscal and legal decisions by the commissioners failing to weigh in on the Berks County Prison's voluntary cooperation with DHS in denying due process to those in their custody who have questionable immigration status. This is regardless of their level of charge or whether they have made bail or another plea agreement. Everyone deserves their day in court and the opportunity to have their cases heard. By voluntarily handing over custody to DHS, the county is violating constitutional law, spending county taxpayer dollars on the cost of up to 48 hours of hold time, staffing, food, overhead costs. The county is being placed in a bad situation. Those in custody are being placed in something much worse. I would urge the commissioners to speak up at the next prison board meeting, of which they are all voting members, to make an immediate change for the better of all of us. I thank you for your serious consideration of this issue. That ends our public comment time. Any comments from my colleagues?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
The meeting is adjourned, I assume momentarily. Do you want to go?
I'm going to
right
get
into
my
it?
agenda and then we'll get started. Yep.
Okay.